Vanakkam. Hi. Fivecoms is the smallest company which started on 2021 August onwards in Tamil and 2022 August onwards in English in order to hunt the people's talents and onboard the top hits in English in top hits of Sri Lanka and other countries. So, in which we have onboarded C-level top heads, for example, board of directors or the chairman, CEO, and all those people, in order how we can able to spread the kindness and positive thinking to society in the employees' perspective and the students and researchers' point of view. Actually, today this program is fully free. There's no such payments need to be done in order to hear and listen this program. And thank to God to give us the permission to do this program and our kind audience. Thank you. And for this month, we would like to onboard our respected speaker, Mr. Kushan Chanaka Amarasinghe, who is the CEO of Finagle, that's a FMCG Products CEO. So, with our kind invitation, he has accepted it and he onboarded with us in order to give a good positive scenario how we need to work in the environment of the companies, that means in within teams as well as in the strategy making process as well. So we'd like to welcome him to onboard his speech.
Okay, thanks, Vignesh. Good evening to all of you. Well, talking about the topic related to the positivity, spreading positivity at workplace, I think first of all we should understand why we need positivity and why this topic has been brought to the context. I represent the manufacturing domain, predominantly the food manufacturing. So let me articulate my answer related to the food manufacturing, or rather manufacturing industry. In manufacturing, we all know that we do manufacturing using machines as well as man, right? So that means people. We need people to run machines. And in Sri Lankan context, why positivity matters in manufacturing is that it affects a lot of areas in manufacturing, which includes very important factors when we come to people related indicators in the manufacturing setup. Say, for example, in order to run machines, we need to have people coming to work every day and whenever it is needed. And if the environment is not positive enough, what will happen is people will not feel happy or safe to come to work, and work with these machines. So it's very important that people feel that they should come to work. So that's one thing, which basically translates to the word called the absenteeism. So people will not come to work, and there will be high absenteeism if the work environment is not positive enough. Then another thing is that the positivity impacts a lot in terms of workplace safety, right? If the environment is not positive, so I'll talk about the negative side of it. If the work environment is not positive, it will lead to a situation where a lot of accidents or many accidents might occur because people are stressed out and they will lack the ownership in their operations, and which will eventually lead to accidents at workplace, which will definitely tamper your operations, as well as it will sabotage your entire operation as well as the brand and the company itself. Okay. Now coming to the efficiency or the productivity elements, if the environment is not positive, I think we all can understand, then there is no productivity can be expected, because people contribute, or we call it the word called the commitment. We can get the commitment from the employees to work and drive efficiency, do things more effectively and efficiently if the work environment is positive enough. So we will have happier workers and more engaged workforce and efficient teams when you have positive work environment. Okay. And and at the same time, it's very important that one of the key challenges in Sri Lankan manufacturing industry has faced today is that talent drain from the industry and from the country as well. Now, one of the key reasons I believe that when the environments become so toxic, people actually don't wish to stay with those companies. The workplace can become toxic because of many reasons, and it can become toxic and negative because of the leadership. It can become toxic because of the workload and the work methods and the processes and the culture that the company has embedded over a period of time. So a lot of factors affecting, and at the end of the day, we can coin all of these things into one simple word: the negativity, right? The opposite word of positivity. So having a positive work environment will help improving the morale of the employees, and also at the same time it will help in the long run driving employee retention and lower by reducing the attrition. Okay, so I think this is what we need to understand, why uh, positive work environment is required at workplace. I actually gave you a bit of a granular level insight as to why the positivity matters in a manufacturing setup. Because as I was saying, I can talk only about the manufacturing setup because I'm not coming from the service sector. I'm coming from the manufacturing sector. So this is why we need to drive positive work environment at workplace, and that's purely lies with the leadership team predominantly, as well as then the managers, the middle level managers, senior managers, and the rest of the management team to make sure that the environment is quite positive enough. And everyone should be part of this culture of driving positive work environment, where leaders should be driving, but at the same time, you cannot clap by one hand, so you need to have the support from the workforce as well, understand the requirement of the business, and get the business objectives being driven while maintaining this positive work environment. Okay. So I think, Vignesh, that's what I can say at the moment about the positive work environment to start off with. Now, we can get on with the conversation. What else, we'll dig deeper into the subject, when we go along.
Thank you. Actually, I would like to go in some sort of deeper in that. You said in the positive scenario is the key factor which give the indication to the production as well as in the perspective of the office or the company environment. Say like some people are in their home environment, they are some sometimes maybe they might need to engage, or they might need to face some sort of negativity or negative environment. When it comes to the workplace, yes, there are some training people will say just throw your negative clothes outside and put the positive clothes inside and come to the work environment, as well as from the work environment to home, do like this. In your experience, because some of the top heads I'm asking this question, and they will be giving some sort of their experience. I would like to get your experience as well. So how in your experience, or in the your management perspective, how you can handle and give the how to say the give the advice to those people to make the negativity just thrown away and get the positivity in the home, as well as that will while coming or while walking inside the company, or that will give a drive to the company's process.
Yeah, I think it's a quite valid question because, as you rightly mentioned, some of the reasons, or one of the key reasons why we see a bit of a negative work environment, or one of the factors which impact on creating a culture or environment which is a bit negative, or we can use the word toxic as well. Um, the reason for that is people carrying certain outside problems to the organization or to the process that they engage with. Now, I think one of the easiest way to handle or look at this problem and to reflect on how to avoid these kind of things is that at the end of the day, we work in the same place, right? We have to work there. We have to work with the other colleagues, and whatever things that we do, our own actions, it's gonna bounce back on us, and it's like we call it the boomerang effect. The the culture, the environment, the atmosphere that you are creating around you is going to affect you as well because you're going to work there. And when you analyze carefully out of a person's life, let's say 24 hours that person has, he spends most of his time actually at workplace than he spend that time at home. Because if it takes people leave from work around 7 o'clock or 7:30 and they get to work maybe around 8:30, 9 o'clock. They work from 9 o'clock to 6 o'clock. Uh, Usually, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. They get back home by 7 o'clock. And then they have very little time to interact with their families. And they probably go to sleep afterwards, right? So if you look at the time factor, they spend most of the time at workplace. So you spend most of the time at workplace, and that in that environment, if you try to create a toxic environment, you try to spread negativity by carrying burdens from outside. Let's say your problems that you had at home, the row that you had with your family, an argument you had with your friends, you bring that into the work environment. Not going to help you at all because you're going to live with that thing in the next 8 to 9 hours uh, uh, at workplace. So this is something we really need to understand, that we are all in this together. And when we want to solve problems, one of the mistakes that I see, that we always look at others and point fingers as, okay, look, it's not my problem, that's your problem. But I believe in a society, we are like a chain. We just cannot exclude ourselves from that chain. We are part of that same the chain, and we are the links in the complete chain. And if we create a split in this chain, that means the whole society breaks. And same thing applies to the work environment. Also, you break the chain, you create we call it a dissension between the teams by creating a negativity and not helping creating a productive or the positive work environment. Finally, it's going to break the whole system. And finally, you will also get affected. Let's say you are a team leader and you create negativity at workplace. You're going to lose your work colleagues and they will not turn up. And at the end of the day, finally, you're getting stressed out because you have to finally drive the business objectives, right? If you are doing manufacturing, let's say you have to deliver the production targets and you might have to work overtime then. So I think it's really important that we all reflect. If we do something bad at workplace, it's gonna bounce back, it's gonna boomerang. And it's us it's us who gonna get really impacted because of that. So that's one way of addressing it, because it's sort of a reflection that you all have to do. But I know that it's challenging because we are all human beings. We carry a lot of emotions. We are a social animal, and we deal with emotions every day. And even today, the Sri Lankan manufacturing sector or even the business sector, I think it's a stressful environment. There's no doubt about it. We face a lot of challenges, economic challenges, work challenges, the workload, the lack of talents. So everyone is having problems. So I think this is where the HR has to get involved, help employees, deal with these kind of, problems, counsel them, help them dealing with their stress issues, and, distract them from some of the areas. If they have problem, distract them and give them something nice to see, arrange some event, get some engagement activities running. So these are the kind of things, the HR do at workplace to make sure that, these kind of things can be, will be eliminated. So I think I gave my answer, how one easy way of, how to avoid bringing those issues into, because we are all in this together at the end of the day. So we should not look up and, spit, because at the end of the day, everything will be on us.
Actually, I got a different answer. The experience what you have compared to other speakers. Actually, in addition to that, right now we are in the AI in the technology perspective in the AI environment, and in the manufacturing perspective, the AI and the IoT will be somewhat placing the associated way in the manufacturing as well as in some sort of in the production flow. In your experience, in the near future or in like 5 to 10 years time, or from your when you take over the your FMCG as the role of CEO position, so what sort of advancement could be able to be in the production and in the manufacturing production, which the AI or the IoT devices will help to improve or improvement or the enhancement of process in the production flow and the workflow.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think it's quite evident that we see a lot of advancement in manufacturing sector with the evolution of the industry 4.0. So where we talk about this all IoT and the Internet of Things. Um, and I think with the AI, it took a complete different shift. And I think now we are talking about Industry 5.0, where we talk about whole artificial intelligence driving things, and where decision making is completely getting automated, and human involvement become lesser and lesser. Machines making the decision, and I think some of the countries has completely gone to dark factories where no human involvement is there. I think since the context is more linked to the positive work environment, I will try to link IoT, AI, and how it will help driving the positive work environment. It's quite evident that AI and IoT is changing the landscape of the manufacturing by completely automating the decision making, the processes, everything, by giving all the responsibilities to the machines. Now, but still, I believe still the humans will be required to handle these complicated, the artificial intelligence and the advanced technologies. Now, that again, will need support from the AI and IoT to have an environment which is more positive and more, I think, with environment with human feelings. Because imagine, you imagine a transition like this. Say, for example, you had a factory now with 50 workers and with some certain machines, and maybe after 10 years, you have the same factory, you have more machines, and you have about 2, 3 employees. Just imagine how the situation is going to look like. It will be very quiet, all right, and there'll be only 2, 3 employees who they interact very rarely now. Earlier, there were a lot of employees meeting every time. They're having coffee, tea. There were human interactions, right? Or there is human interaction even now. But imagine in 5 years down the line or 10 years down the line, less humans at the same workplace. What sort of a stressful setup the humans gonna experience? And I think again, we have to rely on AI as well as IoT to bring the human emotions back by creating certain human emotions through AI and using the IoT technology. I think AI will be much more helpful in that domain to give them, to save them from anxiety that they will face or they will experience in future. Because as I said in the first place, humans are basically social animals. They need to see humans, they need to interact with human beings. We cannot stay isolated. So people will be really stressed out when there are no humans at workplace. And if, let's say, for example, the same factory, you have only one employee and he's there alone, just imagine what sort of feelings and anxiety the person will run into. So I think there itself, the AI will have to play a big role by bringing back the human emotions and getting them engaged, maybe using some different technologies, the videos, visuals, holograms. I don't know. So I don't know what future lies ahead. And those side of, a lot of new things has to come into a place to make sure that humans treat humans as humans and balance their emotions. Otherwise, it will not help them having a healthier and progressive employment at workplace in the long run. So I think that is what I feel. And through AI and IoT is dramatically reshaping the way we are doing things as of now.
First of all, thank you for your time as well in your busy and very hectic time period. You have given us the time, and we have waited so long to get it done, actually.
Yeah, I really thankful to you, Ignesh, for being very patient to have this most conversation regarding positive work environment and how how it can help in manufacturing setup. I think I just can give some concluding remarks to wind up the session. I think since we are at the last part of the session, I think to drive positive work environment, it's really important that the leaders lead it by example and also allow employees to come and talk about their issues. And at the same time, we make sure that we celebrate even little wins that we have every day at workplace. We celebrate them. So that is a culture I'm trying to drive. We have very open door, very clear open door policy, and I try to work with my team in the flow. Leading by example, try to show them what to be done, and at the same time, celebrate as much as possible. Even a very little thing, we encourage our the management team, the executives or the assistant managers or managers to celebrate even little things and keep the morale up of these employees, because they are the hardworking people at workplace. And those So in a nutshell, it all starts with the leadership to maintain that positive work environment, and thereby create a happy working environment. So that's what I want to add as concluding remarks.
Actually, we need to thank to our respected speaker, because um, so much of risk as well as his task workload is there, and he just accepted our invitation, and he came on board with the respect of this our service as well as our product informations and the informative one. Actually, in order to see this video, there's no such money need to be paid to engage in this one, and you can get this wonderful and the nice interactive information from our speakers in the top heads. As well as we would like to thank our Kushan Chanaka Amara Singh, who is the CEO of Finagle FMCG company. Actually, in order to came on board with our respected request, and we would like to ask, thank our audience as well as the God to give us the permission to make, because there's so much of production or the many sort of trouble, trouble in the sense like risks are coming up, because we are trying our level best to get each and every field of businesses to get the C level people, that means the CEO, the chairman, or the board of directors, to onboard them to our conference, to make our people's kind and positive scenario in a better place, and the productive message information as well. And thank you for all the we would like to thank our respected speakers for onboarding for this month conference. And there are so much of speakers are coming to onboard with us, so stay tuned and stay connected with us. And we would like to only ask you one request, that means please give us your love and your support, the kind, to our Facebook page 5counts.com, as well as YouTube page Tirainadi TV. And we would like to make a live, or the how to say, the presence of the speakers. We would like very soon, with the God blessings and your blessings, we will be trying to get it on board, or in physically we will be having the interaction to make it, because we have done for the school students to make their strength, that means the hidden talents, to make it up. So we have done in Colombo, Candy, and Jeffna, and we are right now in rebuilding that one, and we are going to onboard the speakers and the interactive session in some other fields, and very soon you'll get the information with all the people's good support and all. And thank you once again, our respected speaker, Mr. Kushan Chanak Amarasinghe, who is the CEO of Finagle, to on board with our conference. Thank you. Nandri.
Thank you, Vinny. Thanks, everyone. Bye.